Can we just kind of go back to October, just kind of start at the beginning when you guys responded to a death?
October 19th, we did respond to an unattended death at the Daybell home in southern part of Fremont County, Salem Highway. And Tammy Daybell was deceased at that time. My officers, deputies responded, and as we do with most unattended deaths, they took pictures, they looked it over, contacted our detectives. Detectives had a few questions, they satisfied those. Got the information they needed, didn't see anything that alarmed them, contacted the coroner. Coroner responded, and body was transported to the funeral home. The coroner went there also to do a further examination, and she determined that there was nothing out of ordinary, natural causes. A few days later, we started getting information out of Arizona that we maybe ought to take a closer look at this. As a result of that, we got a court order in December and had Tammy's body exhumed, and an autopsy was performed by the medical examiner in Utah.
And what's the status of that today, the autopsy?
We're still waiting for the lab results to come back. We were told that it would be at least 4 weeks, and I think we're in the 3rd week now. And at least 4 weeks, so it could be longer.
Was Chad Daybell acting interesting or suspicious or normal when you all responded to the house when Tammy passed?
To my knowledge, he was responding like anybody would whose spouse had just passed away. That's why the deputies didn't suspect anything suspicious.
Let's fast forward to just a few days ago at the house, just on Friday. What were you guys doing out there?
We obtained a search warrant to search the house. Specifically, we looked for and we did retrieve computers, cell phones, personal electronic devices, medications, documents, journals, things like that. And we took a total of 43 items from the home on Friday.
Was there anything like hair or body fluids, anything more personal, I guess that you could say, that was taken from the home?
There were samples of various things taken that will be sent off to labs for further analysis.
And what was the purpose of the search?
We're trying to clarify things, figure out what it was that possibly might have happened there.
At this point, would you be comfortable saying that Tammy Daybell's death was not natural?
It's suspicious.
It's suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as if she was killed or poisoned or anything at this point, you obviously don't know.
We're waiting for the lab results.
So how does all of this tie in with the missing children?
So Chad married their mother very shortly after Tammy died.
Their mother being Laurie.
Laurie, yes.
When's the last time you guys spoke with Chad and or Laurie?
I'm not sure exactly when that was, and I believe that was probably Rexburg police that did speak with them. I don't think we've ever spoken to them directly. And that was when Rexburg was looking for the kids, and Laurie told them that the kids or that the son, the 7-year-old, was in Arizona with family. I think family or friends.
Yeah.
Which wasn't true.
So, have you been able to interview Chad about the death of his wife?
No.
On his accord, he doesn't want to talk.
Right.
Okay, but you obviously would like to talk to him about that.
We have been contacted by his attorney, and that was a couple of weeks ago. And his attorney was letting us know that any communications would be through him, and that there wasn't any at the time.
No communication at the time, and has that changed?
That has not changed.
Okay. Any idea where Chad and Lori are?
We're pretty sure they're not in Idaho.
And any idea what happened with the 2 children? That's what everybody wants to know.
It is what everyone wants to know, and certainly we're all concerned for their safety. And if, they would let us know where they're at, let somebody know where they're at, I don't think it'd be very difficult to prove their safety if they're okay. We would like to know that they're safe.
Do you know if Tammy Daybell had a big life insurance policy?
There is some information along those lines that I'm not at liberty to speak about right now.
But that is being investigated.
Yes, it is.
Let's talk a little bit about, too, the Facebook post that she put up, I think it was 10 days before her death, on the community page about how she had pulled into the driveway and there was a masked man there with a paintball gun. Mm-hmm. You guys, she actually called you guys to look into that, right?
She did call here. We did respond. And she explained what had happened. There wasn't anything there that at the time we could do, and everybody kind of brushed or summed it up as a prank by somebody's part. But that was one of the things that was a red flag.
Do you think it was tied to her death?
We would like to know.
How about any other calls to the home? Had you guys been called out there for any other things? Was this a well-known home, or?
No, I'm not aware of any other calls to that house, at least not from our agency.
Yeah. There's so many agencies involved with this case, and it's gotten national attention, and mm-hmm. It has people, a lot of rumors and speculation. I mean, is this one of those cases that, is there maybe frustration, or not frustration, some sort of angst on law enforcement's end that if these parents would just talk, it could hopefully clear up a lot of stuff?
Well, certainly it's frustrating that they are unwilling to speak with us. There is a lot of concern for the safety of the kids. And, you know, the information that is coming out of Arizona, reference to deaths of multiple people, is concerning. And we're trying to find as much evidence as we can to put the entire puzzle together in one solid piece.
Do you know much about their religious affiliation, their religious beliefs that may have played into how they're acting?
I had never heard of this group prior to this whole incident coming up. I know that there are groups like this in the world that exist with varying views of what's going to happen at the end of the world, or whatever you want to call it. But I was unaware of their existence. I didn't know the family personally. They lived in our community, but it is surprising how many people I do know who knew them well and are quite surprised by this whole proceeding and the response that we're getting back from Chad.
The fact that he's not really responding.
Right.
Yeah. So where does it go from here?
We still are working on evidence and finishing our investigation. You know, we have processed a number of search warrants. We are seeking additional subpoenas. There will be more.
Do you believe the children are okay, are alive?
I don't know what their status would be, and it would be totally speculation on my part. I certainly hope that they are fine.
Yeah. Is there anything that, if Chad and Lori happen to be watching this, anything you'd say to them?
Please give us a call. Please give us a call. They could clear up a lot of things real quickly for us if they would.
Yeah.
Which I think would help them too.
Sure.